sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With Ecobank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as Ecobank mobile app, Ecobank online and Ecobank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the Ecobank mobile app. Open the Ecobank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via Ecobank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to Ecobank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any Ecobank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Jah Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, Jah Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The Jah Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, Jah Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, Jah Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. Jah Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The Jah Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today. From Basori's pineapple fields to Pan-African investment platforms, Amadou Chico Sissoko has built a reputation as one of the region's most dynamic entrepreneurs. A Mandela Washington Fellow, recognized for his leadership, he is the founder of Influx Capital and the driving force behind PINA Gambia, the country's first integrated pineapple initiative, designed to empower farmers, attract diaspora investment, and position the Gambia as a competitive player in agribusiness. His journey spans training thousands of young African leaders, mobilizing diaspora capital, and championing innovation across agriculture, education, and enterprise. Today he joins us on Coffee Time to share his vision for transforming the Gambia's economy, empowering youth, and building sustainable futures. That is a heck of a lot. Amadou, welcome back to Coffee Time.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Good always to see you. And what happened? I mean, it's like we color-coded.
We're connected subconsciously, right? We said today blue is the color of regal, and also a color of peace.
Is it?
After,
I thought they said white was the color of peace.
Well, it depends. It depends on if you're in the middle of war, but I think blue too brings a certain type of...
It's a peaceful color.
Yeah.
Although my favorite is red.
Red, really?
But Hamad Bai will be very pleased to hear that we're both wearing blue because his NRP is blue.
Okay.
Yeah, although I'm not sure navy blue, but there you go. Yeah, tell us what you've been up to since last you were on this platform.
So there's been a lot of things happening. We had a lot of growth. As you saw, I brought you some of the processed goods. So now we have juices, we have iced fruits. We have a very solid community of people who have been encouraging us, the customers. So that has been good. I've expanded also into Kenya recently.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Our investment business, we now have a financial microfinance that we're setting up there with one of the largest mobile money networks. So that was something that was good. Doing a lot of coaching for local enterprises that want to build up the leadership of their teams. I've been working with some of the top entrepreneurs in this country, helping them improve their sales, improve the leadership of their teams. Because initially, most people discovered me through the Pineapple Initiative, and then they assumed that I was just a farmer, which is okay, because sometimes you have to be very focused on a project until you make it happen.
Sure.
But ultimately, having married a Gambian and being very Pan-African, I had this, personal responsibility that this country can be changed by my presence. And so I had to expand to my fullest potential in the Gambia, shut out all the noise of the limitations of the economy, the size and everything, and say, what can I do with what I have and what I know to help this place move forward? And so the things that I knew I could do very well was training. I could train and coach, so I've been doing a lot of that. A lot of people reach out to me informally, but I try to formalize it as well to manage time. But the business also was pushing to be able to get to see which aspect of the Pineapple project can really work, and then now expanding beyond pineapple, because pineapple is a luxury product, as we know. But with the crisis coming and the way the country is, we need to diversify. We need to be able to have other crops that farmers can be able to grow. We need to be able to find ways to reduce the cost of production of food locally, the cost of food for Gambians. And that means you have to be able to be more aggressive, right? So I think during this season, that's been my motto is, pushing people, encouraging people, especially the Gambian diaspora, do more for your country. This is a wonderful country that people they overlook the opportunities in the country because everybody wants to be very big.
Because people generally feel that there aren't, that many opportunities in this country.
I think it's because of when your only tool is a hammer, you tend to see everything as a nail. And when you grow up in an environment where most of what you hear is criticism, you only tend to see what is wrong.
True.
I think the culture needs to evolve to a place of realism, right? And the reality is, you have 2.5 million people, but you're one of the best positioned countries in the region.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Because when you look at this flux of foreigners who come to the Gambia from Sierra Leone, from Liberia, they're not just petty workers. They're not just people who are coming to do carpentry and masonry.
And skilled
you
labor.
have doctors. You have engineers. You have judges. You have lawyers. Why are they leaving their country to come here? It's not simply as a transit to go elsewhere. It's because they find a better standing of living here. They find better working conditions here. And so rather than saying, we have to employ only Gambians when the capacity is not there yet, you have to take advantage of the fact that there are highly qualified people from all these countries who are looking for better quality of life that can come here, be able to work with Gambians, help Gambians improve their work ethic, help Gambians improve their skill level, and together it grows the economy. You have Gambian diaspora who are funding the economy. And all of them are saying, government, government, government. But in other countries, the government follows the private sector. It's the private sector that innovates, and then the government follows. So you need to innovate. You need to take initiative. And everyone who's waiting for things to change, you're building someone else's country, right? The wealthiest people here don't invest in the Gambia. They invest in other countries. Why? Because they're looking for a higher return on their investment. But everyone else, where else will you go invest than your country? So for me, it's like we have to be aggressively developing the Gambia. And by doing that, you're going to create more jobs, you're going to create more opportunities, and the economy is going to grow. So having that type of view is being contrarian, right? Is saying everybody's going left, me, I'm going to go right. And to me, that's been the formula for success for my entire career. Is I always look at where are people afraid of going, what are people afraid of doing, where are people hesitant, and that's where I start.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, listen, congratulations are in order. You reference your marriage to a Gambian wife. You just welcomed a baby.
Yeah. We had a baby boy about two weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh,
so
wow.
He keeps us up. He's very wise. When you look at him, he's always thinking like this. Yeah.
Let's talk about diaspora investment in the Gambia. Close to $1 billion pumped into this country by Gambians, all over the world every year. How can we maximize, that investment?
Well, I think first things first. Every diasporan, every Gambian in the diaspora needs to see every dollar that they send home as an investment. If you're paying someone's medical bills, you're investing in their health. And so you're hoping that as they get better, they can be productive for the family in some way, right? If you're paying someone's education, you want them to be able to grow, get skills that they can be employed. If that investment has no return, it's a loss, right? So we have to want to see a return on our investment. As an investor, as a Gambian in the diaspora, you have to want to get a return on your investment. Now that return can be a social return. Is that the person that you're investing in, that they're able to do something to reduce the amount of money that you have to send them every month.
Ah, interesting.
Right? Because if you don't expect anything from them, they're not going to give you anything in return. But if you tell them, this is the minimum, this is the last time I'm sending you money, you're going to have to figure out how to make it. And you actually stand on that. There are people who are going to turn that money into something. But if every time you're sending, people are just consuming, it's not investment. It's charity, right? And a lot of the money out of that billion, I would say, maybe 30, 40% goes to investment. But what type of investment? Maybe buying land. So you're securing more money into a fixed asset that is not giving you any return. But you need to invest in liquid assets. You need to turn that land into something, maybe a school, right? You need to turn that land into a farm. You need to turn that land into a quarry. You need to turn that land into something that generates for you cash flow. That's one. Second, every family, I believe, in the Gambia has an outlier, right? There's that person who, like you, like me, who's so curious, always wants to try. But you have to go outside to go ask for resources to start your project. While inside, people are being bought iPhones and laptops and clothes and, things that are just, vanity rather than something that could build the economy. So a diasporan who's investing in a project should look for people within his circle who have actually started projects before, who have failed, who have learned from their failures. Because people who have started and have failed have more chances of succeeding than people who have not started before. I would look at for someone who's already trying than someone who's just sitting and waiting. Because someone who's sitting and waiting has no idea. Yeah. So if you give them the money, there's more chances for them to fail than someone who's already trying, but he's failed too much. No, we don't. That failure is a lesson. True. So they just need someone to mentor and to guide them, right? Higher level. Build industries. We need industries in this country. Every single product that you look from the data that is being imported in masses can be produced locally. We are importing pineapples from Guinea because it takes time to produce locally. We buy some from the local producers. But then we process them here. We sell them here, right? To me, it was to prove to Gambians that re-export is possible. That it's possible to source goods from other places around the country, process them locally, sell them. Because again, the position of the country, the economy, the dalasi is better than many of these other countries that are right around. So you have a certain level of advantage. But why don't you take advantage of it? Because we say, well, it's not part of our culture. We're not used to it. No one has ever done it before. That's what I was always told. It's like, why has no one done it? I say, that's it, because it's you to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So to me, Gambians in the diaspora are the lungs of this economy. But they need to now move to being the brain. They need to move to being the hands. They need to move to being the feet. They need to say, my contribution transforms my country. I know it. But I want a return on that. So become an investor. Study investment. Go online. How do I become an investor? Start watching videos about investment. You'll realize that there's something called your appetite for risk. Right? As we get older, our appetite for risk reduces because the number of years we have to recoup our investment is shorter.
Yeah, true.
So we don't want to take too much risk. But as we're younger, we want to take more risk. But also it depends on your character. Some people are more open to taking more risks than others. If you are highly concentrated on one thing, start diversifying. If you're highly diversified, start consolidating.
Yeah, streamlining.
Exactly. So if you have too many things going on, evaluate them according to one another. And say, okay, what's my goal? I want to be able to achieve financial independence, have this amount of money in passive cash flow, and then you compare each and every one of your activities. So let's say, just for example, so we have a radio station, let's say we have a transport company, let's say we have a real estate company, let's say we have an agriculture activity, right? But let's say the radio station is the one that has been funding everything. But now all of these other activities are draining resources from the radio station. So we compare, we say, okay, between the taxi company and the agriculture company, which one can drive me to financial independence? Oh, the taxi company has a lot of potential, but there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of losses and all. The agricultural company can do well, but it requires consistent investment. Let's close the taxi company, right? Because the losses we're making here, we're not able to recoup. But if this one, we keep investing in it, it's going to pay back. So the energy spent in this, we cut it off. And that is a choice as an entrepreneur. It's okay to close a business, right? But now imagine now you have, that's the one where now you consolidate. But sometimes you only have one business. And you have all of your eggs in one basket, right? With this crisis coming, if that basket is affected, right? Let's say cost of energy goes up.
Which it is.
And it's not going to stop, right? Like all the governments in the world, everybody wants to like downplay, but there's a huge crisis coming. A food crisis, fuel crisis, monetary crisis, military crisis, right? Social crisis, all at the same time.
Oh, wow.
I think if Gambians don't wake up, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see people in the street. Not people who are rioting, people who are begging. Because some families right now, I've noticed, they're starting to cut people off. Because they want to take care of their nuclear family. They're like, okay, I can't take care of my brother anymore, especially when the parents have passed away, right? Because most of the parents of the generation of those that are active right now, their parents are dying in the next 5-10 years, right? The parents who were like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, diabetes, whatever, they're passing away.
I hope I have more than 5 years.
You have a lot of time because you're active, you wake up early, your mind is sharp and all. But think of your generation of friends and uncles and all who are going away, whose children right now, like yours, are in that productive time, who don't want to do the same mistakes as you did, where you had to carry the entire family on your back. They're like, no, my brothers should figure it out for themselves, right? Now imagine that brother and his children who have grown up in entitlement because you allowed it. You, the parent who was telling the elder one, take care of the other one, take care of the other, take care of your siblings. They're like, okay, my parents have gone away. I don't have to take care of anybody anymore. I'm just going to take care of myself. This person doesn't know how to work. They don't have any skills. They don't have no willingness to work. And now the pipe has been cut off. Over time, they're going to have to look for something to do.
Absolutely. And as you say, then they'll be out there in the streets.
Exactly.
You've trained thousands of young Africans, across the continent. What lessons from that experience can empower Gambian youth to turn their own ideas into impact?
Very good question.
Because just as you said at the beginning, you have those who have ideas, have, tried to work with them, have failed, but have sat back. And you have those who are just waiting to be sponsored, to be given capital to start something.
For sure.
And you say you wouldn't take a risk on those.
Yeah, I think it's worth investing in the best. I always believe that. And I think even you, like when I look at how you've evolved from last year to this year, it means you're very selective to the people that you work with.
Yeah, it's because of these young people.
Exactly.
They have all the ideas.
Yeah, but you're allowing them to do it, right? If you look at Uncle Tuff, the same, right? Mm-hmm. I saw this morning he took one of his young guys from Gambia, who's now the head of the project in Liberia.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't have thought about those things, right?
Yes.
Because we would have said, Gambians are not. Gambians can do it. There are Gambians who are hungry, right? So what I would tell a young, ambitious African today, no one will come to save you. That's the first thing, right? No one will come to save you. So cut off the umbilical cord. Start there. The day I started to be very productive is the day I said, I don't have a father. The day I told myself, my father's not going to come and save me. My father's not going to be the one to open the door for me. My father's not going to do the work for me. I have to figure out how to do it myself. Once I cut that off in my mind, it's like there's a part of my brain that just opened up and gave me that hunger to be able to go and look for ways for things to work. Eliminate the thought of if I fail, I am a failure. No. If I fail, I have learned what doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So if I keep trying, there must be something that will work. And many times, it's out of failure that you get the idea that's going to lead you to success, right? But what limits young Gambians or Africans is you want your mother to support you in what you're doing. But your mother has never seen what you're doing happen. You want your brothers and sisters to fund your growth. They themselves are struggling to succeed. And so you limit yourself in what you're able to do by sitting and waiting for affirmation, for confirmation, for encouragement, for motivation, while the opportunity is passing away. I see it as this. It's like a train that has wagons, right? There are some wagons, when they pass, you'll never catch them again. Let's be honest. There are some opportunities we have lost. We'll never catch them again. They'll never come back. Some will come back maybe 10 years later when you're a little bit more mature. But some will never come back. And so for me, I always say, why miss the opportunity now when it's in front of you? Take it. Try it out. If it doesn't work, okay, try something else. And as you're trying, you're going to meet someone who's looking for someone as hungry as you are, who's going to take you and say, walk with me. That's what happened with me. Every single opportunity I've had so far came from me hunting for something else, right? But then I also tell something to Africans that we need to keep in mind. What we always say, this evil eye, this envy, hide and put yourself in a corner, that is for people who have something to hide. If you were to hide, would you be speaking on radio today? No, but let's just be clearly honest, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
There are things that you will not get if you don't open your mouth and say, I want this, or this is what I'm seeking for. But don't ask when you don't have something to give, right? Oh, sponsors, please come to our radio station. No, it's, if you want to promote your, come, because we have something to offer, right? Yeah. You need what we have to offer. Yeah. We also have something to give you.
Yeah.
So, oh, please come and help us. No. When I tell people, come and be a partner in my project, it's because I know that there's a social capital you're going to gain, because all the people with whom we've built this project from Guinea to now, they've contributed to building an industry. It wasn't there before. But also there's a social gain. Others, it's so that they can access my brain. They say, you know what, I want to partner with you because I know I can get access to you because I wouldn't have access to you otherwise. So we all have something to share. And lastly, because we always talk about money, this is what I always tell myself. I am the money. The money I need is first in me. It's in my mind. It's in my heart. It's in my contact list, in my WhatsApp. So anything I want to sell, I'll challenge, the ladies here today. Say, oh, what are you passionate about? Right? I'm passionate about fashion. I'm passionate about cooking. Okay. Today, go on Canva, make your meal, make your photo, put it on your WhatsApp status. Put a phone number and say, I'm selling. Someone's going to buy.
Absolutely. Let's talk about you, because it's very attractive when you say you are the money. So how do I invest in the money in order to get something out of the money.
I like that. I like that very much because now you're speaking my language. What I want to do for the Gambia and for Africa is create a community of Africans who want to build the future of the continent. And that community are people who have a long-term vision, right? So they're not looking at short-term gains. They're looking at how do we transform the continent in the long term. Who have already
long term would be what? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years?
Minimum 2 years.
Minimum 2
years. Because all our investment models are 2 years, right?
That's not a very long time to wait.
But you see, that's the thing. If you don't have 2 years, you can't have 5 years, right?
Okay.
It's not possible, right? So if you invest, let's say you put money in a bank and say, I want a fixed deposit for 2 years, it means you're not dependent on that money. You're having other sources of
absolutely.
income. So you need to be already at that level where you have other sources of income and you're able to have a long-term view because we're investing in agriculture, we're going to invest in finance, we're going to invest in real estate. So ideally it was we bring together people with the same vision because the vision has to be clear. We want to own and build the future of Africa, that they have resources that they can allocate to these projects, and then together we're able to develop. And so for the agricultural project, we've been able to build a model where diaspora investors can invest, have the money work for 2 years, and then be able to earn a profit on top of the money that ranges between 10 to 15%.
Oh.
Right? So that model has worked from Guinea. We're doing now in the Gambia. And by the end of the year, we'll also do it in Kenya. Right? We started with agriculture. Now we're going to do it with real estate and also with microfinance. It all started again with a vision. The vision was to be one of the most prolific investors in Africa, working with the diaspora, so that I can create a community of diaspora and local investors who invest together, build these industries, and also benefit together. So anyone who wants to invest with us, with me, that's the opportunity that we give them.
Okay.
Together we can be able to build like we've done for this agricultural sector, but now we're moving away, not just pineapple. We want to do plantain. We want to bring palm oil. Anything that you consume in your home, our goal is one of our products will be in your kitchen.
Okay. How do they reach you?
So we're available on WhatsApp. We have our office line, which is plus 220-606-4688. I have my own personal line, which is 379-3365. We also have our email, which is info at influx, INFLUXE, capital CAPITAL.com.
LUXE.
Yeah.
And finally, beyond immediate success, how do you ensure that your initiatives leave a lasting, sustainable impact on communities and the nation?
First, as I'm answering that, it's doing what we're doing now. Because this is what I believe is my greatest legacy, is the ability to inspire change in people's minds. This whole initiative was possible because of people like you who gave me a platform to be able to share my vision and to speak to Gambians, to speak to Africans, and resonate with, in them, what they too wanted to achieve. Many people, because of this project, have started their own projects. Many people, because of this project, have been able to pursue their own goals and their own visions. And to me, when I die, I want to be remembered as that voice that inspired a generation of leaders to take risk, to pursue their dreams, and to make impact in ways that they never thought it was possible. But they said, I saw Chico break through. And because he broke, and he showed me how to do it, he told me how to do it, I also went and did it successfully. So that to me is my legacy. I'm living my legacy, hence why I'm going into media, like I told you, and I would love for us to be able to get wisdom and advice and partnership on that, because I believe we each have something to share. What I was given is the ability to go through experiences, difficult and easy, condense them into learning, and then share them with others so that they can learn from it.
And how do you feel the people of Basori, have taken the risk that you are calling for, positive risk, to go into agriculture? If not pineapple, other crops?
I'll tell you something about the two partners that I've worked with in Basori. The first one, I will not name their names because probably they don't want me to put them in the spotlight. But the first one has a vision for agriculture, and he's a technician. He's more a technical person. But he took the risk to start this pineapple farm. And I encourage him for that because his goal is one day to be one of the largest producers. The second one converted himself into agriculture. Someone who was successful in another field went back to university to learn agriculture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the interesting part. And then set up the nursery so that he can be able to grow. I saw in them visionary Gambians who are willing to take the risk in a crop that is new to them, that many people are saying, well, I can't work, let's wait to see. And they said they're going to be the first ones. So they're, to me, the people I focus on. Because again, everybody has a target. My target is leaders, right? My target is not necessarily the masses. My focus is on the people who affect the masses. And so by working with these people and allowing them to have been able to set these farms up and allow them to set up these nurseries, they're going to be able to inspire others. Now I have a French guy who wants to move from Senegal to come and set up a pineapple farm in the Gambia.
Really?
Yeah. And I told them, once we set up your farm, I want you also to talk to other foreigners who can come invest in the Gambia. So my real goal is not just Basuri or one person. It's to inspire more people to come and invest in the Gambia. Because the more people come and invest in the Gambia through what we're doing, the more we help the populations and the economy.
Absolutely.
And we have another one also, a Gambian, who is setting up one in Kiang. So she's also very passionate about having a pineapple farm in Kiang.
Fantastic. And not just only men, even, women
are
she's
getting in. She's amazing. Yeah, a Gambian from the diaspora, very passionate, very hardworking. Works hard in her business, in her employment, creates little businesses in the U.S., is investing in the Gambia, has a real estate company, wants to do agriculture. And to me, that's what I believe. Those are the ones that we need to support. Because once they break through, they become a model for others to follow.
Absolutely. Chico, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Sant Yàlla. looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With Ecobank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as Ecobank mobile app, Ecobank online and Ecobank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the Ecobank mobile app. Open the Ecobank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via Ecobank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to Ecobank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any Ecobank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Jah Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, Jah Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The Jah Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, Jah Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, Jah Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. Jah Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The Jah Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today.